Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online and on the go. This is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
Over the last 5 years, the Boy Scouts of America has made major changes to the organization, such as allowing transgender troop leaders.
Today, they announced that girls will be allowed to join the Cub Scout programs and eventually produce a program for older Scouts. Valley News Team's Molly Casey spoke with both the Boys and the Girl Scouts about the change.
It's not really new, it's just a younger age group.
For 107 years, the Boy Scouts of America has been the destination program for boys and young men, with a few older programs open to young women. But that changed in a unanimous vote Wednesday to open Cub Scout programs to younger girls.
What National has said is that it will be a boy den program and a girl den program.
The Boy Scouts will open the program to girls starting in the fall of 2018, but the National Board left the decision of integration up to the local troops.
We may have some chartered organizations that say, no, we just want to have all boys and nothing with girls, or they could decide to do an integrated program.
Many have asked how this will affect the 105-year-old Girl Scouts program, but the Girl Scouts say they're focused solely on themselves.
We're going to keep kind of running our program like we have for many, many years because we know it's successful.
Kate Reed of the Dakota Horizons Girl Scout region says the organization is still the leading program for young women and have no plans to integrate young men.
Our expertise is girls. We've got 100 years worth of experience, and we are the GIRL champions.
Neither representative would give a prediction on how the change will impact either organization's membership, but Steindl says he looks forward to bringing in the new Cubs.
We've had tag-alongs, I guess, that their brothers are involved in scouting, and the girls have come along and they just like doing all the activities that the boys do.
From Fargo, Molly Casey, Valley News Live.
Steindl also says he doesn't expect there to be any issues with bringing girls into the Cub Scout program, and it says many parents have already contacted the organization about today's announcement.
Local dancers are weighing in on who should be allowed to take the dance floor. A Wisconsin boy on his high school dance team was barred from dancing in Minnesota because of high school state league rules. Now, a nonprofit law firm is threatening to sue. The boy's lawyers say it violates his constitutional rights and doesn't make sense because girls are allowed to play football, but boys can't dance. Local dancers say they're surprised that competitive dancing with the opposite sex is still an issue.
It's really, really odd to me. I just don't understand why they won't let him dance. I mean, the kid wants to dance. Let him live his dream.
The Minnesota State High School League has until November 3rd to change the rules or face litigation.
The Pacific Legal Foundation, the firm representing the Wisconsin boys, says the Minnesota High School League needs to change the rules.
This has nothing to do with private organizations. This is just when the government is acting, when it's a public body or entity, when they treat people differently based on a characteristic like their sex, they better have a good reason for doing so.
The law firm even drew a line in the sand, saying the high school league has until early November to rewrite its rules or face litigation.
An Edgeley, North Dakota farmer has been recognized by President Donald Trump after writing a message in his field. Gene Hansen recently plowed the message, "We stand," for the national anthem in his bean field near Edgeley. It comes in response to the controversial kneeling protest that some NFL players are taking part in. The story was shared by President Trump with his nearly 23 million followers with the caption, "Thank you, Gene Hansen, a great American and farmer who is standing up for our flag, our anthem, and our country."
Minnesota is getting more time to comply with Real ID. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security has extended the deadline for more than 20 states to comply with that Real ID. The standards, of course, this also means Minnesota can continue to use their driver's licenses for federal purposes, such as boarding airplanes and accessing federal facilities, now until January 22nd.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so some volunteers decided to take to a treadmill for the race against the disease. Throughout the day, participants put the pedal to the tread belt during the Run to Raise Breast Cancer Awareness event. It helps raise money for breast cancer research. For every mile that participants run on Family Wellness's ribbon and sticker covered machine, the organization will donate $5 to the Edith Sanford Breast Cancer Foundation.
That's what we really try and strive for with our mission, is to really connect people, inspire wellness, but also in a fun environment.
If you are more of a night owl with your workouts, you can still swing by tonight before the gym closes at 11.
You may see a strange sight on the side of the road if you're driving down 12th Avenue in Fargo. The Sigma Phi Delta Engineering Fraternity is manning a paddle boat for their annual Paddle for Pets fundraiser. Frat members will be out sailing the not-so-open ocean for 72 hours to help raise money for the Adopt-A-Pet Foundation. The event is a tradition going back more than a decade and is something that everyone in the frat looks forward to.
Morale's good. Everybody's happy. We have a megaphone. We'll holler at people across the street, or something, try to interact with people. We get cars honking at us. It keeps us alive and awake.
The paddle boat originally set sail at noon on Tuesday. The frat will be on the water accepting donations until noon Friday.
There's nothing better than a story about a soldier's surprise reunion with family. We have one tonight involving a 3-year-old named Michael Cohn, who last saw his dad more than 8 months ago. His dad serving overseas, and this morning the excitement at recess quickly escalated. Reporter Chris Yu has our story.
Gabe, how are you feeling right now?
I'm a little nervous. It's been a long time.
More than 8 months, to be exact, since Gabe Cohn last saw his 3-year-old son Michael. Wednesday morning at Kingsland Elementary, father and son finally reunite.
Hey, Michael. Hey, Michael.
Hey.
Can you say hi?
Hi. Yeah. You came back.
I came back, didn't I?
Yeah.
Did you miss me?
Yeah.
A lot?
Yeah.
Can we do a big hug?
Yay. I miss you.
You miss me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Whoa.
Whoa. Are you surprised?
Why you all came back for me?
Gabe had just returned home Tuesday after being deployed in South Korea since early February. First, he surprised his wife, Frankie.
I had my volleyball girls come and get me, and they said someone was here to see you. So I went out, and it was lots of mixed emotions. Happy and excited.
Mm-hmm. And of course, on Wednesday, he surprised his son, too.
I miss you.
I missed you too, dude.
You came back.
Yeah, I came back. Mwah. Mwah.
Is that the coolest surprise ever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Gabe is making the most of his time with family before returning to duty in November.
I'm gonna get you.
Because being more than 6,000 miles away from his wife and 2 kids is not easy.
Here he comes. Woo!
When you're deployed overseas, tell me about what you miss the most about your family.
Just being with them. I think waking up in the mornings and seeing them, and seeing them when I come home from work and stuff like that. I come home to an empty dorm room now, so it's nice to be able to come home to my kids and my wife.
And having to say so many goodbyes is trying too.
It's stressful, It's hard to not be there, especially if she's going through some things or if she's upset. All I can do is talk to her on the phone, and most of the time I can't even do that with the time difference. So it's hard.
But the family is not letting their time apart get in the way of their time together.
You came back.
That's great. As it was mentioned in the story, Gabe has to return to South Korea in early November, but he expects to come home again either in late February or early March of next year.